Jones, ball right into his lap at 15. And Mike Tomlin similarly found down running back 90 yards. Still available at 24. All in all, the mock drafts look pretty consistent to me up to this point. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Come on, one more round. You got this. And there it is. Nice work. You're a beast. Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I gotta tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me. Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right? Oh, yeah,
Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck.
Well, I bet a lot of you were sitting there going, it's working exactly as I hoped it would. Here it is. That guy that I want is falling my way. My team's going to, what? And there came the Bears. And the Patriots sat at 15 and got a guy that, I don't know, maybe they wanted. He wanted to go there. Feels like a fit. Day one of the draft is done, and it was certainly an interesting day one of the draft. We're going to get into it. The Broncos opt to take Patrick Surtain, probably take him away from the Cowboys instead of go quarterback. Cowboys trade back and get a linebacker in Micah Parsons. The Bears move up, get Justin Fields, and we got a lot to talk about. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, welcome to it on a Friday. What's good, man? How you living?
Living good, excited for the weekend, and boy, was it a very interesting first round as we had expected, and to me, some unexpected things happened at the quarterback position.
So was it unexpected right there at number 3 with the Niners, or that didn't surprise me much right there at number 3, Trey Lance going to the 49ers?
I love that pick for San Francisco. Trey Lance at 3. I think he has a higher ceiling than Mac Jones. It makes sense where they don't have to rush figuring out what to do with Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll be their starting quarterback to start next season. And then when Trey Lance is ready, as Kyle Shanahan said yesterday, they'll know that. The rest of the team will know that. And they'll take over. But until then, Jimmy Garoppolo is their starting quarterback. The thing that shocked me after that is how far Justin Fields fell, because once he fell out of the top 10, that put other teams into play that I did not think would be able to get Justin Fields.
I agree with you on Trey Lance, and the bummer for me personally, not that anybody else needs to care about this. I really wanted to like Trey Lance. He's a guy I want to root for. Now he's a 49er, so it's going to be hard to do that. But I think it's a great pick for them. I think he's going to be terrific. Were you surprised it came down to 9? There were the Broncos not having to move, didn't have to move up. The guy that you think is the number 2 quarterback in the draft, a lot of people feel the same way you do. There he was, Justin Fields. Boom, Broncos could have him, and they go defensive back. That surprised you? Because it kind of surprised me. It
did surprise me. And listening to George Patton and Vic Fangio last night in their explanations, it didn't make a lot of sense. The new general manager, George Patton, was like, hey, guess what? There's good quarterbacks in the division. We got to play defense. I'm like, well, do y'all have a good quarterback yet? Like, do you think that you got the dude that can run with these guys? Because if you haven't noticed, like Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes and Derek Carr to a certain extent are pretty good. And there's not necessarily teams out there that are shutting these guys down with just cornerbacks. And so that was my only concern, is they didn't sound too convincing other than, oh, he was the top-rated defender on our board at that point in time. Okay. And then to hear Vic Fangio say, oh, he could be number 3 to start the season. We're going to use a lot of, dime and nickel sets, so he's going to get in there. I'm like, well, so you just drafted a number 3 cornerback at 9?
Didn't draft a starter, yeah.
Like, it was not too convincing listening to the Denver Broncos at the end of the night.
So it made me start to think, do they have something going do they think they're going to get Aaron Rodgers? And the story broke yesterday, but obviously the story isn't new. Meaning it might be new to the masses, but if you read the Aaron Rodgers story, it's been going on since the end of the season, and certainly even before that, probably a year ago last night when the Packers drafted Jordan Love. Evidently the owner, the coach, the general manager all have flown to see Aaron Rodgers to convince him to talk to him about being in Green Bay. They offered him an extension, and he's not taking it. So just because Adam Schefter broke a story yesterday doesn't mean that that's the first time that anybody in the league has known that Aaron Rodgers wants out. The Rams evidently called about Aaron Rodgers. The 49ers called about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, there's a story out this morning, say the 3 teams he wants to be traded to are the 49ers, the Raiders, or the Broncos. 49ers went and drafted their future quarterback. Now, that doesn't mean they wouldn't take Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years. So it made me think, gosh, do they think that they're going to get him? Is there something that's why they passed? And so look, Patrick Surtain's a good player. I think Patrick Surtain is going to be a staple in the National Football League as a cornerback for a long time. I thought that's where he was going to go to Dallas. And then Dallas picked, and the top 2 corners were off the board at 8 and 9, and so they went linebacker at 12 after trading back. I think I don't think it's a horrible pick, and I listened to George Payton and Vic Fangio and heard the same stuff. I think he ends up being a starter, but JJ, I was thinking the other thing I thought is he's just not rated high enough on their board, and it was kind of what I've talked about, swinging at quarterbacks because they're there. If they're not rated high enough, all right, there's going to be quarterbacks later. This just isn't their guy. This isn't who they had, and so they went a different direction.
Yeah, that's the case in Denver. Fields wasn't their guy, but I don't know what we're all missing and the NFL doesn't like in Justin Fields. I don't know what it is with that particular quarterback. To sit there and go, we got Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, we're good. You still got to score in this league, and you still got to be able to have a quarterback that can compete at a high level. And right now, Denver Broncos are number 4 in the depth chart in the AFC West. You weren't going to get someone that's better than Patrick Mahomes at this point in time, but now they're all in with building a defense to try to slow those guys down in that division. And you're going to have to do a lot of work to play catch-up because Chargers are on the uptrend, at least with the Raiders. You know what you're getting out of Derek Carr, even if it is ups and downs a little bit. He's an experienced guy that's done enough in this league. So we'll see how it plays out the rest of the way. But, yeah, once Justin Fields got outside the top 10, I knew that was going to be a steal, and it was for the Chicago Bears.
Well, they paid for it. They paid their first to drop down and a 5th this year. They gave up next year's 1st and 4th to the New York Giants to drop down or to move up from 19th or 18th, wherever they were. It was 20th, and take Justin Fields. I know you feel Justin, and we're going to find out that Justin Fields could be the Deshaun Watson of this, where coming out, and maybe to some extent Lamar Jackson too. There wasn't the love affair with this quarterback, and he's been terrific. Time's going to tell. It is, I think, more startling to you. I look back at the senior year, and it almost feels like the senior year hurt Justin Fields because it was such an odd year. He had a terrific performance. He was terrific in the national semifinal game, and he wasn't terrific in the final against Alabama, which is fine. Do you see how many Alabama guys got drafted in round 1, by the way? I think it was 6 of them. It was like Alabama guy. I'm not as convinced as you are and as the Bears are that he's going to be that great quarterback. But we're going to see. I mean, the odds tell us the 5 guys who won the first round, they're not all going to be great, right? And I think you feel that Mac Jones is going to be the guy that's not. And okay, he was the guy who went 5th. Would that make him a bust at 5th? I don't know. 15th pick overall. Does that make him a bust? We'll find.
No, but I also look at Justin Fields and how many COVID pauses does Ohio State go on, and how many games did Trey Lance play? One. So I'm not going to overanalyze the senior year for Justin Fields because I think he checks all those boxes just like Trey Lance does, even though not playing a season at this point in time. Because if you want to go down that route too, Zach Wilson didn't play anybody. They played one good team at BYU. So it's what traits do you value? And I think Justin Fields is fantastic. And the Bears giving up just next year's first-round pick to move up essentially a 4th and 5th, that's not too bad in the grand scheme of things when they had to do something at the quarterback position. Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, head coach, general manager, this is their last swing, and they were able to do it because they were sitting on drafting Mitchell Trubisky and missing out on a Deshaun Watson, on a Patrick Mahomes. Like, that is hanging over their head. So I think Justin Fields is definitely a game changer for the Chicago Bears. Yeah, and we could be sitting here in 2 or 3 years and it's a Sam Darnold situation. That is absolutely true with what could happen. But ultimately, the way it played out, Mac Jones was the guy that we talked about. Everyone knew if he doesn't go at 3, he's going to be the one that's on the board. He falls New England, and it overall feels like for the 5 first-round quarterbacks, it's a good fit initially for all the quarterbacks.
And the one who's not is Justin Fields. Is that what you think? Is that kind of how you feel it? Or who's the one that's not a good fit?
No, I said all for the 5 first-round No, I said for the 5 first-round
for
quarterbacks.
The 5, not for.
It feels like they're all good fits with where they landed.
Yeah, I think Mac Jones landed in the perfect spot. And Belichick said yesterday, Cam Newton still is quarterback. Justin Fields, I don't know if I feel it's perfect, honestly. It's upper Midwest. It's an opportunity. Matt Nagy said he called Andy Dalton yesterday before and told him what was going on and said, you're still our starting quarterback for now. I think Trey Lance is in a great spot. I love where Trey Lance is. I don't know that I think Zach Wilson's in a great spot. Trevor Lawrence is in the spot that they're going to rebuild and there's going to be patience. So I think three of the 5 are in a really good, a good fit for them, right? I'm not sure I love where Justin Fields falls. I don't know that I love the way the Bears are going, and I think Zach Wilson's in a spot where start over with a fan base that's never is less patient than most. Is that fair, or more impatient than most in a Jets fan base? But they'll love him for a minute and then see where it goes. All right, we're gonna go through the draft. The Aaron Rodgers stuff is fascinating too. Lobos get a big man. Young man scores 50 points in the NBA yesterday. We got all kinds of stuff to do, high school sports as well. 505-246-0610 is how you get to us today. 505-246-0610. That's right. You got to sit up now. Okay, about ready to push a button because we're going to break. JJ's got a Twitter that you should follow. It's _JJ Buck. And send us emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimal.abq.com. You're listening to The Opening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck,
Micah, John. You need to become that first-round draft pick. When you're looking back at last night, go, man, how did those guys get there? Well, you can get there in your life. F45 Functional Fitness is high-intensity training in 45-minute sessions. You can find a class that works for you. It is a manageable time frame for your crazy schedule. And guess what? When you start caring about your fitness again, it is going to allow you to attack your daily life and that schedule much better. Yeah, we're all busy. We got work. We got the kids. Just getting back to practice, sports, everything that's going on. You can get lost in the week. But with F45 functional training, you get a full body, strength-based, cardio-based workout, a different challenge every day in that 45 minutes. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app to look at the schedule of classes. You can sign up for your 7-day free trial and get in the gym. It's located at 5920 Holly Northeast, so it's really good access from wherever you're coming from in town. And the 45-minute classes have definitely helped me fit fitness back into my schedule with everything that is going on in the sports world and work the last couple of months. F45 Training has certified trainers at every class to help motivate and modify. The atmosphere is awesome, and with the app booking the classes, they're still managing class size so you're comfortable and confident when you go in there to get your workout done. You can do it, and F45 is here for you. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of introspection.
Round 2 today, and of course it goes through tomorrow, the NFL draft. We're sitting there, my mom's like, all right, how long does this go on? Like, when does it end? I'm like, look, man.
It never ends.
I ran out. I did TJ's show, and at 6 o'clock I had to run down to the store and get something. And she's like, "Well, then I'm going to take over the team. Do what you got to do." So I come in, and she's just loving on Joe Biden. And I'm like, "Oh goodness, I can't anymore." So I was watching the draft on the little TV in the kitchen, and then I took back my control of still my house, and yeah, it was 4 hours. When does it end? And it goes on tomorrow, Mom, and the next day.
Forever.
What are they wearing? What's his hair look? Oh, okay, here. 2460610. Tommy, how you feeling about what went down yesterday? Hello, Tommy.
More yesterday, but I should have done. That's how I'm feeling. No, considering that the two corners, they were gone already. The thing I knew when it was over as far as getting any of those two corners is when Carolina picked up Horn. I knew we were in trouble, and I had a feeling Denver. Even though Denver, I thought they might pick a quarterback. I guess they're gonna stick with what they have at quarterback for right now, even though we don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded to. But getting this guy and trading down was a smart pick, a smart move. And even though I hate the Eagles, they get the best linebacker in the draft with, Sean Lee retiring. He was never healthy anyway. And Van Der Esch is becoming Sean Lee now. He can't stay healthy. I think there was a need at linebacker. We got the best linebacker in the draft. And this guy can fly. So I was happy with them trading back and picking up the best linebacker in the draft, considering what they wanted was gone already.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. I don't know, linebacker. I would have liked to see, for the Cowboy fans, to get a defensive back. But to your point, the top two are gone, and JJ, this is where you go. You go best player. You liked Micah Parsons. I know from the beginning, and this feels like a good fit for them and a guy that could be there for a while.
And do you guys know if they picked up the option for Van Der Esch? I know it was Monday. I think it was the deadline to get his option done, his $7 million option. But do you know have you heard if they picked that up, or are they going to let him go?
I'll find it for you. I don't know.
I'll have to look at that. But yeah, and the thing with Van Der Esch, I love him to death, but his rookie year was his best year. But ever since then, he can't stay on the field. So they got to address that.
Yeah. The Cowboys. This was 3 days ago. They put off the decision. I don't even know what that means. So they decided they put it off. So they haven't decided yet. All right, man. Thanks, Tommy. Tommy called us at 2460610. For the Cowboys, I think they wanted one of those DBs. Once they were both gone, it made sense for them to even to trade with a divisional rival and let Devontae Smith go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think Louis Riddick on ESPN said it right last night. He's like, if you're sitting there worried about trading with your division rival, your focus is not where it needs to be. Your focus needs to be on your team and positioning with the players you want and the draft assets. And to get the best linebacker, the best middle linebacker in the draft that some people have compared to Darius Leonard, who is, at this moment in time, the best tackling machine in the NFL, is still a good pick for Dallas, because much like, they gave up a lot of passing yards, they still gave up a lot of rushing yards. So at some point in time, you need people on the field that can tackle, that can make a difference. And with Leighton Vander Esch, to Tommy's point, we've all seen it. He's a good linebacker, but the availability has been in question, and that is why Dallas has said they were going to put off exercising his fifth-year option after the draft, because now $9 million would be what he is owed for that fifth-year option. I think that makes sense for them to still pick it up, because you want Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, and now Micah Parsons in the middle of that defense as you start to build it.
Lenny, good morning. You're on the Quants Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Lenny.
Good morning. How are you doing? Well, first, I think the biggest winners is you see how many teams put current players with former players in the draft?
With Etienne going with Trevor Lawrence and with
Hurts and Tua, there was I think five players that got mixed with former or current. And I'm going to go with Jacksonville first. Trading or taking Etienne was a good pick.
If you like running backs in the first round, could they have gotten him later?
And then the Steelers getting Najee Harris to give him that big running back that's fast, but that also couldn't catch out of the backfield, was a good move. But the head scratchers, if the Broncos were not going to draft a quarterback at 9 and they're filling team needs, they should have traded out. and pick up more picks.
I guess the
players.
Bears, they probably could have traded to the Bears there. I mean, JJ, to his point, would you like to trade back and go the Bears 1-5 this year, 1-4 next year, and drop back to 20?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then Carolina not picking, so Sam Darnold's happy about that. And the Giants was a smart move. They lost the 2 players they wanted. They fall back, pick up hopefully a wide receiver for them that's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets trading up, taking the draft assets that they got from Jamal Adams and adding a third to pick up Tucker to protect the left side of the line.
People love him
to
too.
Go along with,
the
to go
big
along
lineman
with
from USC. People really liked the big lineman from SC, and obviously that's what they wanted. Cost them, but not really. It was house money anyway.
And then the Chargers picking up Slater.
He's good.
To give some more protection to Herbert. Head scratcher, Alex Leatherwood with the Raiders.
The Raiders always make you scratch their head. The Raiders always go.
Sitting there going, this guy wasn't projected to be a late second round, early third round pick.
Yeah, they always go off the board.
So I have no idea what they were doing, but I don't even know if they do. But it was a fun first round, and then Belichick, it just fell into his lap. So if somebody is going to get lucky, it's the hoodie. But I like the statistic, and I didn't know about it, that of the prior 53 draft picks he's had over the past, 10 years, only the punter has made the Pro Bowl.
That's beautiful. I didn't know that either.
And that was last season's punter.
Well, they got a guy that feels perfect for their fit, or for their system. Mac Jones.
No, but the fact that we're all talking about them trading up to get him, and it just works out. Carolina doesn't take a quarterback. Denver doesn't take a quarterback.
This was one of the scenarios, Lenny, that we talked about yesterday, right, JJ? I mean, we talked that exact scenario. Does one of those quarterbacks, do they not have to move? And this was a scenario that was out there that was plausible, and it played out.
Mm-hmm. And then some people were saying with the Chicago trade that they wasted that trade. They didn't get enough in return. Or I'm like, the Giants are just building up assets as well. Why not trade back? What was it, 9 spots?
9 spots. They got an extra 1, 5, and 4, and move back 5. They got next year's number 1,
and get possibly a decent wide receiver.
They're fine. I think that was the right price for moving up 9 spots.
So, and then also, congratulations to Northwestern finally having 2 picks in the first round.
Yeah, that was nice for them, and Pat Fitzgerald. It was kind of cool to see that. All right, man. Thank you. Enjoy the weekend. I was also looking. I'm like, damn, shouldn't Virginia Tech have been a little bit better than they are? Seeing 2 guys. Alabama just dominated the draft.
Caleb Farley didn't play last year.
He did sit out. That's right. Anything out of what he said? Because
the only thing is, everyone wants to trade back. At some point in time, not everyone's going to be able to trade back and get that first-round pick next year and get all those other picks. And I think for the Broncos, if they liked Patrick Surtain that much, their thing would be if they drop back, they don't get a cornerback. Because then he probably goes 10 to that at that point to the Dallas Cowboys. So that was probably why Denver stayed where they were, because it didn't seem like they were too interested in Newsome or Caleb Farley at that point in time, the cornerbacks that went in the 20s of the draft. The one thing always about picking up assets, if you can, the New York Giants, I dislike the pick. Wide receiver, I think, was a bad pick for the New York Giants. You just signed Kenny Galladay in the offseason. You got Darius Slayton, you got Sterling Shepard, and then you draft a wide receiver? Okay.
Fair enough. All right, if you're there, stay there. We're going to continue talking about the draft, what happened last night, what happens going forward on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Ignited, and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Clark's Pet Emporium.
Aaron Rodgers' piece is sitting there hovering above everything else as all the draft stuff goes on. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, J.J. Buck, 2 lines open, and they shouldn't be. 505-246-0610. Bobcat and Stephanie producing on the radio side, tag teaming, and Aaron doing it all by himself on the TV side on ProView Networks. You can watch the show on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Back to it. David, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Thanks for holding. Hi, David.
Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Well, man, good to hear you.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Hey, you ever heard that saying that even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then?
Yeah,
Well, that's how I feel about the Eagles draft and Howie Roseman. He has been horrible at picking players, or at least overriding the coach's room to pick players. I mean, he finally got one right. Now I am cautiously optimistic about what's going to go on for the rest of this draft. Preferably, you can get yourself a linebacker and some help on that offensive line that's aging. But the funniest thing about this whole draft is their pick. I mean, you know, the Cowboys trade with the Eagles to help screw the Giants. That's just classic. That never happens. That just never happens. But I was pretty happy with the pick. I think the Giants reached and basically wasted their first pick on a wide receiver. They don't need any. They got a plethora of wide receivers already. So, I mean, bringing in another wide receiver, to me, just doesn't make any sense to them. But Harris going to the Steelers, they hadn't had a big quality back since, Barry Foster or one of those guys.
I'd go back to Betts, man. I'd go back.
So he Harris going to the Steelers is really going to boost up that offense, and that was a good pick for them. But
I love him there. I know
JJ. Kind of like a nail biter, because I didn't want anybody else but Devontae Smith. That was the only guy I wanted, the only guy I targeted. and they ended up getting him. So I don't know how it's going to shake out the rest of the way, but at least for the first pick, Howie Roseman's off the hook. I mean, they're screaming for his job at Phillies games already, so, you know, it is what it is, but we'll see how it shakes out. But it's good to talk to you guys. I hadn't talked to you guys in a little while. I've been working graveyard shifts, so I never get a chance to call because I'm always at work. But blessings to each and every one of you, and stay safe.
Be well. It's great to hear you. Don't be a stranger. Go get a nap. Devontae Smith to the Eagles is what he's excited about. All right, man. Be well. He agrees with you on the Giants going receiver. Look, Najee Davenport to the Steelers. I know you're not a big fan of running backs in the first round. He's a good fit for that team. I'm sorry, Najee Harris, not Najee Davenport. Not Najee Harris. JJ, I know you're not a big fan of him, running backs in the first round. That's the right fit.
I don't mind them late first round. At that point in time, the thing for me is I will feel much better about the Steelers and the second first round pick for the Jaguars if they go offensive line in the second round. Did you know the Steelers had the 30th rated offensive line last year?
I did know that.
That doesn't bode well for a quarterback and or running back. So it's early. It was first round. Harris made a ton of sense. He was the one player that was connected the most with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I am never not going to feel good about Bama's skill position players because most of those guys are hitting at a high level in the NFL.
Yeah, at a really high rate. Jerry, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Jerry.
Good morning, guys. So I'm pleased to say that I am still here watching football after my 49ers did not pick Mac Jones.
I was worried about you.
And so that's good news. I gotta disagree with everyone talking about Najee Harris to Steelers. Though I think that's an atrocious pick. You were just talking a second ago. Their offensive line was ranked 30th, and it's gotten worse the past. I mean, I guess it can't get much worse, but the past 6 years, it's gotten worse. And I think there were still some great offensive linemen available, and there still are today. Even I think Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State was. I was kind of shocked to see him slip out of the first round. And I think the Steelers really are gonna. I just don't see how a running back fixes their problems right now.
But no one was going to fix their problem, and they don't pick again until the 23rd pick today. And you would think they would go offensive lineman. To your point, I mean, going line wouldn't be bad. They've really struggled finding a guy, and more so because of health, to be their guy. The way that the Steelers play with a quarterback who's aging, I think they needed a bell cow, a guy, a go-to running back, and that's what they think they've gotten. And I think, honestly, I think he's a terrific fit. Now, whether it was the right pick there or not, that's a fair conversation to go lineman or not. But I think the way he plays fits what they do.
You know, and one more. The other big shock for me last night was to not see the Notre Dame linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah go in the first round. I was shocked to see all the other linebackers that got picked in front of him. I think Micah Parsons was fair, Zaven Collins was fair, but some of those other guys getting drafted in front of him. I hope he goes out and makes them all look bad because I really like what he does as a linebacker.
Does he play outside?
He's inside outside. His problem is that I get why he fell. He's a smaller guy. He's kind of in between safety and linebacker build. But at Notre Dame he played inside. Although he does have the speed to play outside as well.
Right on. All right, Jerry. Glad you're watching football still. Don't be a stranger. See you. The pick that Washington got, Jamin Davis, the kid out of Kentucky, which was pegged to go a little bit later to Cleveland in a lot of drafts I saw. I see everybody universally seems to love on that pick. I don't know much about him. I didn't watch a lot of Kentucky football, but people seem to love that pick. I think he was the third linebacker taken.
And this is one, if you're the Washington football team, you're just adding to the strength of your team, and that was that front seven. And you're looking at, linebackers are faster side to side, faster to the football, and we're seeing speed pay off because then it's the versatility you need to attack some of these offenses when you're starting to see Kyle Pitts and the different challenges that you're going to have, especially covering running backs out of the backfield. So matching that up, and for the Washington football team, you're looking at it, and the Cowboys have the offense. You got the defense. What's going to win out in the division this year?
All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. I've got emails. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Find us on the Twitter. I say us because, well, JJ and I have been tied at the hip for the last 12 years. Underscore JJ Buck on the Facebook, the OD and the AM. That's where you can watch the show as well. Don't wait until something bad happens to call IPS. International Protective Service protects your home, protects your business, protects your family. They have for me for years. A lot of people wait too long, something bad happens, and it's too late. Call IPS to protect what's important to you. Armed, trained security, passionate about the city, with a goal of making our city a safer place to live and work. That's what IPS is. Now, maybe you signed up for a security company that you thought was going to offer you local armed response, and then they've been sold twice, and your security is now in the hands of a company from Texas. You didn't sign up for that. Make the switch and call IPS. Aaron Jones is from Albuquerque. He owns this company. He's not going anywhere. He's passionate about providing protection for your home, for your family, for your business, and you've worked really hard to build it. IPS has highly trained armed guards watching what's important to you when you can't be there. 24-hour patrols, armed officers, and they usually respond within 5 to 7 minutes if an alarm goes off. Trust your protection to a local company who is passionate about making Albuquerque a safer place to live and work. I do. I suggest you do as well. 897-2420 is the number. 897-2420, or visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
I like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feed inside for Palacio.
Staying, and she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
Great pass to Richardson. Layups up and it's good. What a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Mir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Mir.
Dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
Eagles a rebound. Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
Double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Can I sing him happy birthday?
No, by all means.
But before I do that, I want to make sure that, like, my papa, my dad, Mike Brown, this one's for you. We love you. Everybody out here loves you. I just want to make sure that you know that. You're the best coach, dad, everything in the world. I just want to make sure you know that. So, Zay, this one's for you, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zay, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. I'm here as much as you need me.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or Stateline at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Mick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 50.
Sitting there and waiting. Did we move up? What are the Patriots going to do? Who's their guy? I'll tell you it was Mac Jones the whole time. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Mac Jones is their guy now. Somebody said to me yesterday, I was on TJ show yesterday, JJ. Bless you. Bless you. I like when JJ sneezes like 7 times. TJ asked me, tell me they're not going to the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to the Patriots. I said, of all the places that feel like a fit, New England is the one place that doesn't feel like a fit for Aaron Rodgers to me. It's like about everywhere it feels like he might go. Last thing I thought he would want to do is sit in Tom Brady's shadow.
I do agree with that. And the situation, too, with Aaron Rodgers, do we really know what's going on yet? All right, we get it. You like Jeopardy. You're upset with the Green Bay Packers. But have you demanded a trade? It's been kind of wishy-washy. It's like, he wants out. He's rumored to like Vegas and Denver and going back to California. But we don't really know for sure. And it's, from a football perspective, playing out the same exact way we saw the Deshaun Watson situation play out, and just in terms of a franchise, like, no, we're not giving up the best player we've had in a long time.
And that's kind of what their brass is saying too. They said we're not trading Aaron Rodgers. So the Patriots go out and sit at 15, and Edward gets nervous. He's sitting, shaking in his little shoes, thumbing out messages to me. Okay, I'm like, you got one more. All right, the Jets traded out. Or the Giants traded out, whoever was right in front. Was it the Jets, the Giants, whoever was that traded out in front or traded in, and you got your guy. You happy with your new Thomas Edward Patrick Brady?
Michael McCorkle Jones, otherwise dubbed as by the Crusher Big Mac Stacks. You know, 21 years ago, the Patriots took a flyer on a 6th-round draft pick at 6'4", almost 6'5", and a really bad body without his shirt on. You fast forward 21 years, and they pick a guy who, you know, hopefully good things come to fruition at 6'3", and without his shirt off has a bad body. And I'm hoping the greatest run in the history of the league continues in the next few years. Let me ask you guys this. The tangibles, I think, for quarterback are, one, intelligence, you know, decision-making, discipline, being able to facilitate, you know, the offense. And then, of course, you have to have arm strength and accuracy and then mobility, right? And maybe that might be the order. You know, you could rearrange a few things. But I think under the tutelage of their offensive coordinator and Belichick, I'm hoping great things come from this pick. You know, honestly, I wouldn't have hated Fields either. And who do you trust more, the Patriots organization or Fields going to Chicago, who will probably fire their coach in the next couple of years in, you know, 25 to 30 years of utter dysfunction? Who would you put your bet on?
Certainly, if it's straight out that, it's New England. And I like what they've got offensively, and I've got obviously a better track record, so that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
It's not like you had a choice. They had the choice.
Well.
Yeah, they had the choice.
I really do. I hope Fields does well. Let me. There's so much in the draft that occurred. So I'm with JJ. I thought Denver was going to make a pick at quarterback, and I know they got a very dynamic defensive player, but boy, you get a quarterback, it could change the dynamic of your team much more than the difference between the best DB in the draft and the second or third best DB in the draft. Those are just my thoughts, and you know, maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to see them take a quarterback, and it just everything kind of fell into play. I saw that stat that Lenny brought up about, you know, Patriot draft picks making the Pro Bowl. I'm going to quote the great Thomas Edward Brady. Do you think we play this freaking game to make the Pro Bowl? Here's what I know. An undrafted player in 2018 named J.C. Jackson was undrafted. He leads the league in interceptions since 2018, and he got snubbed by the Pro Bowl. They took an undrafted country music singer, Gunnar, I forget his last name, Gozalski, or he was a first-team All-Pro kick returner last year. Didn't make the Pro Bowl. I'm going to reiterate. Do you think we play this game to make freaking Pro Bowls, or do you play to freaking win championships?
Nobody watched.
I saw a guy yesterday that was drafted, 6'6", 265 pounds, that runs a 4.38 40. 4.38 at 6'6", 265 pounds. He was a edge rusher / linebacker. For people to think, well, the quarterback should wear a dress, line that guy up 10 to 15 yards away from you, let him come full steam, and lay into the quarterback and see what happens. Hence, the rule changes are a necessity. Let me propose one last thing. When they talked about Rodgers wanting out, I hypothetically proposed a draft to my Cowboy friends. And by the way, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be insanely disappointed with their draft pick because it's not entirely their fault. The two corners they got were taken, and I think they got a so-so pick at linebacker.
Good pick.
I said, what if Green Bay offered Rodgers and Devontae Adams for Dak and Cooper and you swap draft picks? And my friends that are Cowboy friends, which are so loyal and emotionally driven, I said, you're crazy. And I said, are you kidding me? A 3-time MVP, the reigning NFL MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, who has 3 or 4 good years left, or you're going to hang your hat on Dak Prescott, who's 28 and 24 over his last 52 starts, and they can't beat good teams.
Yeah, but
you tell me who you would take.
I mean, that's anyway. A nice hypothetical, but they didn't. All right, man. No, that's good. Enjoy the weekend because that's good stuff. Edward, thank you.
Have a great day, guys.
You too. That's a nice hypothetical. That wasn't going to happen. Like if you were a Cowboy fan, if you were Rodgers and Devontae for Cooper and Dak and swap picks, okay. I mean, whatever. You get Aaron
That's a great
Rodgers
fantasy football trade.
It's a great. That wasn't going to happen. The Aaron Rodgers watch is going to be interesting, though. It really is. All right, 505-246-0610. Expect more of your phone calls to come in. I got emails on the draft. How'd your team do? Cowboy fan? Do the Rams ever get to pick? Do we ever get to, are the Rams part of this draft?
No, that's why they got such a cool place to hang out all weekend.
Just chill at the Ram beach pad. It's the opening drive on ProView Networks. Aaron is producing for you there. Bouncing to Bobcat and Stephanie's tunes. You got a tag team on the radio side. Look at that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
A lot of research that's done. Watching all the draft coverage. I don't. What did you flip around? Did you? We had ESPN and ABC on. I think I like the ESPN coverage better than the ABC coverage. It's just for me. They're catering to different audiences. Certainly, the NFL network is catering to the hardcore, as is ESPN. ABC is doing more of the family stuff, trying to be more mainstream on it. But you get a lot of places. Where'd you watch your draft coverage?
I watched ESPN and NFL Network.
Okay. Yeah, it was good. How was the big game last night?
Well, Volcano Vista, their girls team left no doubt, completing a undefeated regular season, 10-0 overall. Ran away from Atrisco Heritage, which was what kind of we expected in that one. I think it was 73-28 was the final score last night. So it was
dang.
Volcano is very good, very fast. Pretty much 4 or 5 players on the floor at any time can shoot the three. It's going to be fun to watch how this plays out next week because it's tighter. It gets right into it. 8 teams, your 5 district champs, 3 at large, and right off the bat, those games are going to be great.
Did you do that game by yourself, or did you have analysts?
I was by myself.
Yeah, those are long games by yourself, man. Or with Charlie Johnson at that point. You need to have someone to talk to when it's 70.
You get the running clock in the second half. So.
All right, well that helps. You're like, and you're checking your phone. Who the Broncos pick? So that's why I forgot that you were doing the game when I was texting you about the Broncos pick. All right, that makes sense.
I was still focused, giving it full attention. Credit to Volcano Vista. Nice little moment too. There are 5 seniors overall, 3 on Volcano and 2 on Atrisco and Volcano. Did a little shout out, give the seniors a little gift bag for the Jaguars, and that was cool to see. We came on a little bit early on the stream to show that. And Atrisco Heritage, just a rough season, man. They had such a young team. They were playing a lot of JV players on varsity, trying to grow. And when you had a young team coming into this year, it was going to be even harder because you just didn't have the practice time before the year started.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. Good. I'm glad you guys did that. Other stuff outside of the draft. J. Allen Tovar. Lobos get a big guy. Feels like a pretty good one. 6'9". He played junior college, Salt Lake Community College in Utah. He's from San Jose. Announced on social media yesterday that he's going to play with the Lobos. So 6'9". He's averaged 10.6 points, 6.5 rebounds a game. And this feels like again, JJ, this is one of those where I'm not going to tell you I know a ton about this young man, but it feels like just to get some size and win a recruiting battle and bring in some of Richard Pitino's players, it feels like a pretty good get. They got a lot of guards. Sounds like they may still be after some more guards. But Jamel King was the 6'7" signee that they got from high school. And it gives you a little more up front. You know how I feel about it, but it feels like a good one.
It was a need. We're talking about addressing needs with the NFL draft. We'll see how these players work out. It's the same thing for the Lobos. We'll see how he transitions to D1. They needed size because there's still a question mark with Njai. Like, is this guy ever going to get a chance to play as a Lobo? Which is unfortunate because you see him and you're like, all right, that is a dude that should gobble up rebounds and just push people away in the post. So the Lobos address a need, and we'll see how he plays because, sometimes these JUCO guys, from certain places, not a lot about them coming out, not a lot of even highlights to watch. So once you get a chance to see him on the court, we'll figure out what kind of player he is.
Yeah, no, it's a recruiting battle that was won by Richard Pitino. And it feels like it's a good get. Other Lobo news: men's tennis, they garner Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, as they gobble up a trophy. That's nice, and congratulations to them. Lobo women's soccer today, 4:00. So I was talking to somebody. I guess they're staying in Raleigh, but playing in Wilson. I didn't even know where Wilson was. I guess it's like 70 miles out of Raleigh. At some park, which is crazy to me, right? With all the schools there, you think right there along Tobacco Road, you go Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Winston-Salem. You got, 5 universities that I can think of right there, right along that interstate in Duke, North Carolina State, Wake Forest, and Winston-Salem. They're out in some park, and the person with whom I was speaking yesterday, I'm like, would that happen for the men? Would they play at some park? But
all the venues are being utilized for this tournament. So there are other games going on at those colleges.
Why are they all playing? All right, so because you can't play more than one there, or you can't stagger the times?
Because they push all the first round games into a 2-day period, and with the men's tournament going on in the same vicinity, it pushed certain teams to, in this case, Wilson Field, to play an NCAA tournament.
That's where they're playing. Wilson Field. So the parallel was it was like playing at Los Altos Park, is what I was told. I'm like, all right.
Really?
That's what
the field didn't look bad. The venue was, it looked like a high school venue, but the field didn't look bad.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a high school venue. I think it's some park. It doesn't matter. It's against whom they're playing. They're both playing on the same field. They'll both be playing in the same place. They both have the same thing. Lobos, and you heard Heather Dyke with us a couple days ago talk about, what was it, on Wednesday, having to come back 1, 2, 3 days later. Tired legs, she said, or half legs, I think is what she said. Look, take the advantage or the disadvantage. The disadvantage is you played 3 days ago, they did not. The advantage is you've already played in an NCAA tournament, they did not. The advantage is they're a higher seed, supposed to be better. You've got to win under your belt. You should be looser. You should have nothing to lose and everything to gain. The pressure should be on them. Your team's playing well. You're 11-1, and you should feel pretty darn good about yourself, no matter who it is you're playing. Don't you think that?
Yeah, and this team is not going to have any excuses. They played bad first half. I don't know whether it was nerves. I don't believe they overlooked Navy, because that's not the sense I've gotten from this team all year long. And their opponents, like, they had a bad 45 minutes, and it almost cost them their season. But I think the point you brought up earlier in the week, for this particular team, this is this squad's first NCAA tournament appearance. The run that they've been on over the last 3 to 4 years, they haven't played in the postseason. So for them, getting a chance to go out there, play Navy, get those nerves out, get a victory, it works, as opposed to a TCU team that's been in the postseason the last 3 years. Right. They're the 4th seed. They're so the 1 through 16, just a reminder, 1 through 16 is what the soccer tournament put out there. Those teams got the bye. So they're the 4th overall seed in this tournament. They are a fantastic team, and that's where they're at as a program. Is they got the bye, they're in, they're the Big 12 regular season champ. So I do believe, to your point, this worked out because of the victory. Good for the Lobos to get those nerves out, to refocus, say, all right, we know what happens if you're not locked in. That one mistake 30 seconds in cost you the game. You do that today, you're not going to get a chance to come back against TCU.
Yeah, I think because of the way it worked out, that's why I felt that way, right? Everything you just said. The reason I asked Heather that and I felt that way was it's a program that hasn't been here in a decade. That means nobody associated with the program's been here, except for maybe the traveling administrator. I'm not sure. And then when you see they come out and it's like, boom, right at 28 seconds in, oh, dang, we're down. Obviously, something happened. And I'm not going to sit here. I wasn't there. I didn't even watch it live. Whether it was jitters, whatever it was, now that's out of the way. I agree with you. You get down like that to TCU, they may knock you out. You get down this way to Navy, you're comparable with them, and you were able to come back and find a way to advance. I'm always going to look at the positive side anyway. Yeah, would you like fresh legs? Would you prefer to have not played 3 days ago and have gone extra time and then gone to PKs? Yeah, but to me, I'm going to find the value in, man, we got the jitters out, because obviously there were some, and by the way, naturally, obviously, understandably, and naturally, there were jitters. I'm down. Like, I get it, man. You first time any of them have been on this stage. Well, Jeff, it was some park. It looked like Los Altos in Wilson, North Carolina. I get it. But the stage was still the stage. It might have been off Broadway, but it was still, right? It was still it's the big dance. And so I'm gonna hold on to that and see. I know nothing about TCU. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend. I mean, anything more than I've read in they're the 4th overall seed, and JJ, maybe you've got the names of their big strikers and whatever. I know nothing about them.
Yeah, so there's a lot of common history between these two teams, but they haven't played since 2012. Of course, they were whack opponents for 4 years, and then in the Mountain West from 2005 to 2011. So there's a big common history, but TCU is a much different team from that time to who they are now. Big 12, very consistent over the last 3 seasons. Just as you said, they're 11-1-1, winning the Big 12 regular season title. And for them, it's 23 goals scored in 13 games and 5 goals given up. So an outstanding defense, and the number we talked so much this year about for the Lobos in their low goals against average. So immediately the pressure is going to be on the back two, Maya Isaias and Carly Mays, the center backs, with Alexa Curtin, the defensive midfielder, and to deal with the speed, because TCU is going to get that ball to the outside, put it in the box, and try to create a ton of chances.
All right, so that's 4 o'clock today, and you can where can people view that if they want to view it?
Easiest way to find it, ncaa.com, or of course golobos.com. Click on the story, and they should have a link as well for the live stream this afternoon.
All right. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on that. We'll go back and talk some draft stuff for you as well. And what's coming up? Now where do the Broncos go? Now where do the Cowboys go? Do the Cowboys go more defense? I think they do. Where are the linemen now? How do you feel about what happened yesterday? Bears fans, I know you're there. You gave up 2 firsts, a 4th, and a 5th to move up 9 spots, get your newest great quarterback. Future quarterback. How do you feel about that? Patriot fan, Giant fan, Raider fan. What did you do? Like it's an annual thing. Raiders just go, oh, where'd that guy come from? Some 2nd or 3rd round projected guy jumps up and he's your 1st round pick. We're on ProView Networks. Aaron's producing there. Stephanie is now got the wheel. Oh, Bobcat's in the background. He's like, well, I'm still here. Did I get more emails about you? I'll read them. It's the Bobcat Hour, or the Steph Cat Hour, on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
I like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feed inside for Palacio.
Staying, and she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
pass to Richardson. Layups up, and it's good.
Another
what
play.
a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Amir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Amir.
Dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
Eagles the rebound. Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
Double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Can I sing him happy birthday?
No, by all means.
Well, but before I do that, I want to make sure that, like, my papa, my dad, Mike Brown, this one's for you. We love you. Everybody out.
The reuniting was interesting in the draft yesterday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck watching Joe Burrow, the quarterback in Cincinnati, the former LSU guy, reunite with Jamar Chase, the LSU wide receiver. And then Jalen Waddle, the Alabama receiver, goes to Miami to reunite with Tua Tagovailoa. You saw the first pick of the draft, Trevor Lawrence, and then that same team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, later in the draft at number 25, Travis Etienne, the running back. So there's going to be a lot of familiarity. I don't know that I've ever seen that to this extent. It's not like it's never happened, but it was really interesting the way it all fell. I want to say 5 times in the first round, guys were reunited with their college guys.
You didn't put Devonta Smith in there.
Yeah. With Jalen Hurts, who was at Alabama and then Oklahoma. Yeah.
It's talent, right? you go back to the well. Those are very talented programs. Clemson, Alabama, LSU. The skill position players have a strong track record in recent history in the NFL.
Yep. All right. 505-246-0610. A lot of draft talk this morning, and it's going to continue. Are you happy with what your team did? We've had the conversation. And when we got to 9, and there was Justin Fields for the Broncos, I was not stunned, but a little surprised the Broncos did not opt in. And I told you earlier, does that mean I think that maybe they're thinking they're getting Aaron Rodgers? Do they think that Justin Fields just wasn't their guy, that they couldn't pass up on maybe Patrick Surtain was their number 1 cornerback that they had on their board, wherever they go? But to me, so a couple surprises. When there were no trades at 6, 7, 8, the Dolphins, really the Lions, was the spot I thought there'd be a trade. And then 9 with the Panthers. And then there's the 2 quarterbacks left. The first surprise of the draft to me was at 9 when the Broncos did take a quarterback.
I thought one team would chase Justin Fields sooner than the Chicago Bears did, and that's why I was surprised he fell out of the top 10. I knew Mac Jones was going to slide. There was no team that was trading up for Mac Jones in this draft. The hype train for Mac Jones at number 3 was made up about people that looked and said, you know what, Mac Jones is a pocket passer like Matt Ryan, and so that's where Kyle Shanahan is going. And that wasn't the case at all. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch said, okay, you keep talking your talk, and we are not going to tell anyone. They didn't even tell their staff who they were taking at number 3, because you could see it. Mac Jones he could end up being better because he is in the better spot. And organization fit absolutely does matter. But I was not taking, if I was in that position, I would not be taking Mac Jones over any of those other guys at this moment in time.
I agree. Yeah,
it was Justin Fields shocked me because you always kind of gravitate towards a certain guy each draft, and he's the guy at the quarterback position that, outside of Trevor Lawrence, I really liked, and it shocked me that he was still there at 11, and I think it was a fantastic move by Chicago.
What makes you like Justin Fields more than Trey Lance than Mack Wilson, because obviously the scouts, the guys who do this for a living, went the other way, and he slid down to 11. Broncos didn't want him. There were other teams that could have jumped up and got him. And look, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, and I keep going back to Deshaun Watson. You were the guy. I remember that draft. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago now? You were screaming Deshaun Watson that whole draft, and I wasn't with you on it. I was wrong. You were right, and obviously a lot of teams missed on that one. Now, you've missed on a few too. I mean, that's what makes this so crazy, so frustrating, so inexact. But obviously, all these NFL scouts, the ones, and this is where they've worked them out. When you said Trey Lance had one game, but that's where these pro days, these workouts. Film is great, and you and I both agree. Let me see how a guy plays football instead of how far can he jump wearing a pair of underwear, right? But obviously there's something there. So what is it that you think you see that these guys just don't?
Well, I see a quarterback that can make every throw when in the pocket. He has what is now just becoming almost a given at the quarterback position is the athleticism to make plays outside of the offense or even within an offense in the RPO game. He played at a high level at Ohio State, and I didn't have him as high as Deshaun Watson. When I compare the two together, I still think Deshaun Watson was better coming out. But I also look at going through the challenges of this season. Yeah, it wasn't perfect for Ohio State. It wasn't pretty at all. But still, when it got to the big moments, he was there. He had to go through some ugly games. You go back to the Northwestern contest. The running game won that for him. So, yeah, that happened for Justin Fields. But ultimately, too, if you want to just start nitpicking, you look at the competition he played in his career versus Zach Wilson at BYU. Like, they didn't play anyone this year. Of course, his numbers look fantastic. He's got the arm talent, but Justin Fields was just a guy I liked at number 2.
I think all that's fair. Are you concerned about consistency with him? Because I feel like as I say that, I hear Josh Allen, right? I hear all the same conversation about Josh Allen a few years ago. Well, he's not consistent. His completion rate is down. Yeah, he's got a bomb of an arm and he can throw it over a mountain, is what they used to tell me. And I don't think coming out, Josh Allen got nearly the respect for being as mobile, as athletic, as escapable as he obviously is. But so, look, to your point, everybody has got but Zach Wilson, but who'd he play? Trey Lance, well, we didn't see him this year, and they played against who? This guy, well, they played against great competition. Consistency wasn't there. And again, I'm hearing, as I have this conversation, I'm hearing Josh Allen in my head, and I'm watching Josh Allen become one of the best young quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, and it's 1, 2, about, do we trust the Chicago Bears? Like, is this finally a quarterback that, Matt Nagy can live up to that hype that they brought him in for? Bringing in this offensive guy, because I think Justin Fields is better than Mitch Trubisky, that's for sure, at this point in time. But at least as a prospect coming in, that's always a concern. The same thing with Trevor Lawrence. Like, is Trevor Lawrence just ultimately good enough to carry everyone in that organization forward?
If there's enough around him, I mean, there's got to be people to carry, right? I mean, like no quarterback's going to do it by himself. Like, especially in this game, more than this game than anything else. And we talk about in the NBA, well, nobody wins by themselves. In this game, like you better have a really good offensive line. You better have weapons. Is Trevor Lawrence good enough? Yeah, it feels like it. In a couple of years, they're going to be pretty good. I mean, you start out with DJ Chark and some of the receivers they got. They just got him a running back. Now they're going to have to work on their offensive line and figure that thing out. And for them, is can they stop anybody? And 3 years ago, they had one of the best defenses in the league down there, right? 3 years makes a big difference in the National Football League. But 3 years ago, you could make an argument that Jacksonville was the best defense in the National Football League. Now they're all gone. But so can you build that there? I guess I'm just not as sold on Justin Fields as you and some others are, and I lean on the guys who, this is what they do, right? They dissect these guys, but then to show how inexact it is, how did Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson slide to where they fell and become the superstars in this league that they are, and watch guys like Mitchell Trubisky be drafted in front of them, right? And so it just shows how inexact. And I wish I had a crystal ball, because this draft, more than any for me in recent memory, I want to know the results, because it was so quarterback heavy. 5 in the first 15. And knowing statistics tell me that 2 or 3 of these guys are just not going to work out. I can't wait, and I don't want to get 5 years older or 3 years older right now. I'm plenty old enough, but I want to know 3 years from now how this story's playing out. I can't wait to see it.
I agree, because we've had, you can bring up a Lamar Jackson draft. He went last pick of the first round, and so it
and he wasn't criticized. Remember how they were just chastised
5
for
guys.
taking him?
Oh yeah, it wasn't 5 guys in the first 15 as you just laid out. So there's so much more pressure and hype associated with this draft class, because we're talking about guys that it's the Josh Rosen and a Sam Darnold that went, and now you're looking back and going, I think it was a wake-up call to the NFL, knowing that athleticism is not a negative anymore. You can win if you're a smart coach and you put together a good package for said quarterback that has extreme talents. In this case, Lamar Jackson, it's his athleticism.
Yeah, and that's where I go with these conversations. When you look back, and I always say, do teams reach for quarterbacks? And to me, the answer is absolutely yes. Teams who need quarterbacks, well, he's the 4th rated guy on our board. Or I'm sure Justin Fields was 2nd or 3rd rated on the Bears board, right after Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people had him 2nd. They probably feel they got a steal at 11, getting the number 2 quarterback on the board, and we're going to find out. And there's others who are just going, gosh, we had him 5th. They reached. Let's find out. And then Mac Jones slides to the Patriots. We got to have that conversation and how that plays out. And he's not going to be the guy right away. It'll be Cam Newton when he gets in. So 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails are coming in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimal@abq.com, JJ at sportsanimal@abq.com. Aaron is producing on the TV side, and it looks like Stephanie's almost riding solo with Bobcat looking over her shoulder on the radio side. So give us a call, and let's get it on the draft a little bit.
Speaking of right away, first class might not feel great, but 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th time at F45, you're going to realize, oh yeah, this is why I'm taking 45 minutes out of my day for a high-intensity, full-body workout. F45 Functional Fitness is the place you need to go to kickstart your fitness or challenge yourself to get to another level. This gym has been great for me because it's time to take control of your fitness. And with F45, combine strength training work, cardio work, different repetitions, different set times in a 45-minute class that's high intensity, fast, fun, and results driven. Check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app. You can see the schedule of classes. They do have classes available 7 days a week. You can also sign up for your 7-day free trial so you can get in the gym and check it out, and you're going to realize, yeah, this is a fun workout, but it is a challenge that a lot of us need at this point in time. Whether you're looking to kickstart your fitness or push yourself to get to the next level, F45 is a gym for everyone. The atmosphere is fantastic. The trainers are awesome. They're to help motivate and modify. And when you sign up for your class, you do have to book your class time, so it's still managing the class size. So it's going to be an atmosphere that doesn't overwhelm you. Even if you're someone that likes to go to the gym a lot, you don't want to be packed in like sardines, and that's not going to be the case at F45. You're going to be able to control everything in that environment with confidence, and you're going to get a fantastic workout. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app. Hey, let me know if you want to go check out the gym. Say, hey, I'm going to this class. I'll try to book it with you, and we can go get a great workout, and you can see what F45 has helped me change my fitness and get that excitement back to be healthy and attack every single day. They're located at 5920 Holly Northeast, so it's good access from wherever you're coming from in town. So do not wait any longer. Create your own gym identity right now at F45. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Mike, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Is it Thursday again?
No, it's Friday. Give me a
hey, Ron, you got where's Steph? She doesn't hoe? Was it bad if we're in the studio one day?
You won again, Jeff.
It's not a competition, Bob.
Oh, it isn't?
It's a celebration.
This is the sports
celebration
animal. I
of
thought
Friday.
everything was a celebration.
Everything is a
contest.
celebration. It's not all a competition.
Oh,
even though it feels sometimes like it's turned into one. We're all on the same team here.
Yeah.
Does it feel like Thursday again? I mean Friday?
It's Friday.
It must be sweeps week on the on that show. It says who's this? Sid. It sounded good on 770, Mr. Siembieda, yesterday. It must be sweeps month on that show. You blessed with your presence. Did a little TJ appearance yesterday. I don't get invited to the House of Strauss much, but I get invited to TJ's show periodically. JJ gets invited onto a Branded show. Lobo Hobo says, does the producer in training, Stephanie, get to take part in her first hoe today? Well, she had her opportunity there, Lobo Hobo.
She was on.
All right, see? All right. Maybe the most eclectic hoe in OD history, he said. See? All right, JJ, Bruce isn't in on Heather. She wasn't complaining. He says, really, Jeffy? Was Heather Dyke really crying about being tired 3 days later? Has she been hanging out with Mike Bradbury? Are these 21-year-old D1 athletes? 72-hour turnaround shouldn't be all that taxing.
She wasn't complaining about it. It's a coach that manages a situation. Bruce.
Yep.
And by the way, these teams, they do in the regular season, they play 2 games in 3 days. It's not ideal, but they can manage it. And the coach can see it when you have those players running out there for 90 minutes and you got to come back later. It's a little bit longer. Not an excuse, but it's a challenge. Because, by the way, I don't see, those other teams, places necessarily having to do that. So it's part of the game, man. It's just coaches, what they say. It's all the stuff that goes through their mind.
Yeah, she wasn't complaining. If there's an advantage, one team's fresher than the other. That's fair, right? One team played 3 days ago, the other didn't. 3 days seems... I mean, what's the ideal time between, not games, matches? Is it a week? Is it 5 days? Is it... What do you want?
3 days is fine, and the team's going to be good to go.
3 days is fine. All right. Bruce says, why is it when Freezerburn got a lucrative weekday producing gig, Jeff, he had to give up his house keys, but Bobcat gets to do both? Well, I don't know. I mean, ask Bobcat. I mean, I don't
I
know
heard my name.
Yeah, why is it when Freezerburn, it was asked, got a lucrative weekday producing gig like you now have? Or I don't know, maybe it's temporary for all I know. I don't know. He had to give up his house keys, but you get to do both shows.
Yeah, breakfast.
Ooh, breakfast is the reason. All right. Breakfast is the reason. Omar says this show's got to be a lot easier than the house because weekends, not only does Bob have to face the Viper Pit, but there's special lingo that's only spoken in that house, which is true. But you get a hoe here. You get breakfast.
Yeah.
I know breakfast is always the answer.
I'll take food over the hoe.
Yeah, I would too.
Hoe all day, every day.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like the hoe.
I'll take food all day over the hoe all day.
No, but on Fridays. But on Fridays.
Nothing like a Friday hoe.
Fridays,
Nothing
I
like a
will
Friday
interrupt
hoe.
the food for the hoe.
Yeah, Friday you fast. And on that fifth day, we fast and we hoe. It's written right there in the scripture, isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
There's a difference between bad pancakes and a bad hoe. Pancakes overall, it might not be great, but it's pancake, still pretty edible.
Right. A bad hoe? Just saying.
And ruin a lot more than just your Friday.
Jack wants to know when he gets his official Kentucky Derby picks, JJ.
I'm in the Red Hot Chili Peppers or Red Hot Charlie.
Red Hot Charlie.
Candy Mountain Charlie. That's what I'll take. I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's what he wants. That he can't wait. Omar says, is Sean Lee being groomed for a coach with the Cowboys? By all reports, he's Jerry's kind of guy. He says, I'll think you see him quietly being groomed behind the scenes one day, like for a much bigger role within that franchise. Kind of like a Kellen Moore thing, right?
Kellen Moore 2.0.
Yeah, I could see that.
Next defensive coordinator, Sean Lee.
Well, maybe not the next one, but a few down the line. They go through those pretty quickly, don't they, down there?
The next one, Sean Lee.
Right. The next one. That also could happen. That's true. All right. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. 888-922-0610. It's toll free if for some reason you still have some sort of a phone plan that has total charges. I'm not even sure those exist. Do those exist anymore, Bob? Like we still have an 888 number and there's no toll, but does anybody pay a toll anymore? Is there still long distance charges on anybody's phone plan? I don't even know that any of those exist, right? Everything's, all your long distances included. Back in the day, you used to pay by the minute. Now back in rotary dial phone, it's before. But Bob remembers that stuff. Steph, you might not. All right, you can get in that way. Whatever the number it is I just gave you. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Back into the draft we get back. What do the Patriots do now with Mac Jones? And where are they going? He slipped. They got their quarterback. 5 quarterbacks in the first 15 picks. 6 Alabama guys in the first 32. And now day 2 comes on today. As my mom said, how long does this thing go? When does it end? Yeah, it was 4 hours yesterday. It's got 2 more days of this frivolity. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
I like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feed inside for Palacio.
Staying, and she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
Great pass to Richardson. Layups up, and it's good. What a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Amir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Amir.
Dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
Kind of crazy. I don't know if it's coincidental or if it's not coincidental, if it's strategic. But the Aaron Rodgers story breaks hours before the draft starts, and Aaron Rodgers wants out. JJ, do you? Normally I'm going to tell you, a guy's got a contract. You know where I stand on these things. Guy's got a contract, and I'm like, dude, you got a contract. Honor your deal, go to work, and stop. You had an opportunity to win there, and he's been very successful there. I'm struggling on this with Aaron Rodgers. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. Phone number to get in, 505-246-0610. So Aaron Rodgers, I feel like, has a gripe. Now, I don't know that they're going to trade him. I don't know how it's going to end. They've given him no help. He's got Devontae Adams, and then receivers named Lazard and Valdez Scantling that you've never heard of, that he's made into guys that you pick on your fantasy football team. Their draft, the top of their draft the last bunch of years has been defense. I want to say 4 or 5 times. Trade up to draft his replacement defense, and he's got a gripe. Like, at this point, it feels like he's got a gripe. Do you feel no?
No.
You don't
he just
that.
Was he not the NFL MVP?
He just was. No, he absolutely was the NFL's MVP.
The offense is fine. To me, this is more. Last year was a disaster for the Green Bay Packers, drafting Jordan Love and then A.J. Dillon, and then what did you do this year? You gave Aaron Jones a contract extension. Like, that was it. That was an absolute disaster. They wasted an entire draft because the third round it was like some blocking tight end, and they used a 4th round pick as part of that package to move up. So last year was a disaster, but he still was the NFL MVP within that offense. To me, I keep going back to, is there something more with him and Matt LaFleur? Because performance-wise, not drafting a wide receiver hasn't been an issue. They were a couple plays away from going to the Super Bowl last season. So to me, Yeah, the Jordan Love stuff probably stings because you're sitting there going, you're really trying to do this same strategy again and think that just because drafting a guy and sitting him, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers 2.0. I can understand that. But to me, this is more than the draft. Like, this has to be something between Aaron Rodgers and the head coach.
If they'd have drafted Jordan Love in a more traditional way, meaning if they, told him, hey, this is what we're doing and why, and B, didn't move up to draft him, and maybe I'm telling you those things in reverse priority, but do you think that would have been any more amenable, any softer, any less abrasive?
Even if it's like late second round, third round, you're drafting a quarterback.
You're not drafting Jordan Love there.
You could have last year. It's a situation where if you're drafting one of those guys and just say, hey, we're just bringing in some depth, it does not hit as hard as taking a quarterback in the first round when you have Aaron Rodgers on your roster.
You weren't getting Jordan Love mid-second, third round last year. I mean, you may evaluate him there now, but you weren't getting him there last year.
If the Packers didn't trade up, he's fallen out of the first round.
You think he's fallen all the way out of the first round? I don't. But okay, I mean that's something we'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that, but and certainly not to the third. I don't think. But okay, I think this goes deeper, right? He had the issue with McCarthy before. I think he's just tired of being in Green Bay. Like honestly, I think he's just he wants to go somewhere else and start over, and he's got his fiance is an actress, right? He wants to host Jeopardy. He wants to expand everything he's doing, and he's watching everybody else get toys. I'm going to push back a little bit. Did he win the MVP because of that offense or in spite of that offense? Like everything else that's around him.
Oh, well, he has Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones.
Devontae Adams is
that's pretty good.
One of the top three receivers.
And then he's the quarterback that makes those, as you said, an Allen Lazard, a St. Brown, etc., better players.
He does do that. He does do that. So you're on, man, deal with it and shut up and go play.
No, I'm on. This is an Aaron Rodgers versus LaFleur or versus the Green Bay Packers rift, as opposed to they didn't pick a receiver in round one last year.
All right. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM, AM 610 Sports Animal.
Rebound. Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Can I sing him happy birthday?
No, by all means.
But before I do that, I want to make sure that, like, my papa, my dad, Mike Brown, this one's for you. We love you. Everybody out here loves you. I just want to make sure that you know that. You're the best coach, dad, everything in the world. I just want to make sure you know that. So, Zay, this one's for you, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zay, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. I'm here as much as you need me.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talk It Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
On the Aaron Rodgers thing, I know you probably want him on your team. I got a text from a Bears fan. Jim texted me this morning, JJ. He said, is this a dream? He says, did Aaron Rodgers just say he wants out of Green Bay and the Bears traded up and got Justin Fields and things are working? Like it could be. That's could it be? So I told him to wake up. He said, sign of the apocalypse, by the way. This was he sent me a Twitter on this from Mark Zuckerman. Northwestern had as many first-round picks in this year's NFL draft as Ohio State, Michigan, and Notre Dame combined. Is that, I don't know, things happen.
And 2 more than the entire Big 12 conference had.
Isn't that crazy? Northwestern. 2 more than the entire Big 12 conference.
Yeah, Big 12 didn't have a guy go in the first round, right?
Nobody. No Oklahoma, no Texas A&M, no Texas. No nothing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right on that. All right, I need you to take it over for a second.
I got you as we work on our NFL draft reaction from the first round last night. Looking forward to the weekend, second and third rounds this evening. What work still needs to be done? Of course, we're going to go crazy over the quarterback, especially with 5 being selected in the first 15 picks. Just the value of that position that has been pushed up to this point in time. Got a lot of local news going on. Of course, wrapping up the high school basketball season today and tomorrow. Hey, do we know? I missed it. I've been so busy this morning. Aaron, El Dorado, girls, boys, were they victorious yesterday? Do you know those scores, finals?
Still have not lost thus far.
So El Dorado coming back, both the boys and girls playing 4 games in 4 days, making a run, both of them at a district title. And with La Cueva back-to-back, they'll run it back with La Cueva today. So that's something to watch out for. That's huge as we go into tomorrow, which is the final day of the regular season overall for high school basketball. And then the brackets will be released Saturday evening. And, of course, ProView Networks will have you covered, the big bracket breakdown. That show starts at 9 o'clock. It's a late one, but it will get you ready for next week. I'm excited. Tonight I'll be at Albuquerque for Albuquerque and Los Lunas. You got the Lady Tigers, who are a 4A powerhouse. Of course, Los Lunas moves up to 5A this year, and they are undefeated in district. And Albuquerque's lone loss overall and in district was to Los Lunas, so a chance for the Tigers to lock down District 5 and on the girls' side. And then tomorrow I'll have Capital Albuquerque boys, and it's still teams fighting for those at-large spots. Of course, the district champs and then at-large berths. In this case, 5 district champs and 5A, 3 at-large, and the trickle-down effect after that. And we good.
All right. I got more Bobcat stuff. Probably you get
Bobcat's
more,
a superstar, man.
Yeah,
He's a
superstar. There's no doubt. Lobo Hobo, I disagree with Bobcat.
Ooh.
He says, Jeff, you can stuff your face on any radio show. This is probably the only program in the world where you can hoe on the air. And in fact, you're encouraged to. He's not wrong, man. You get fed on, well, probably every radio show, but the ones that we do at this station. You get fed anywhere. Where else do you get to hoe?
Never.
Yeah, I don't think you appreciate the beauty of that. I think he's right.
That's true. I think my problem is I smoked for like 40 years, so I don't have any lung capacity anymore. So, and as far as Lobo Hobo, this is what I have to say.
Yeah, he can do that. You transfer that over too? That's good.
Hey, did you all see that video, by the way? I think it was last week or the week before that went viral, where the guy wife was getting attacked by a bobcat.
Yes,
and he
I
picks
did
it up
see
and
that.
he's like, "That's a bobcat."
Yeah, I did. It was a rabid bobcat, by the way. So
rabid bobcat.
Yeah.
What did he do with it? He just tossed it?
No. What happened was the video is this man comes out, sets his coffee on the car, and then his wife comes out between the two cars, and then all of a sudden she's screaming madly, and because this bobcat had attacked her, and he goes and grabs the bobcat and holds it out like this and is going, "Get away from me," and throws it. So
what else would you do with it?
Yeah, but apparently the bobcat was caught and tested for rabies and turned out positive. So
yeah, all right.
Both of them will have to go through the rabies
protocol.
Yeah. Which is not fun.
Probably gonna have to wear masks now too and everything. Who knows?
Yeah, they tried to get a mask on the cat, but they couldn't.
The bobcat wasn't wearing a mask?
No.
Doesn't it know what's going on?
No.
How can they get away with rabid animals not wearing masks?
It's a new one, rabid bobcat in the viper pit.
HB says he's loving the Steph cat, but on the other hand, he's not liking Robert cat. He says it's not working for him. They need to come up with something else for Robert Montgomery. I mean, maybe bobcat's just how it is, and it transfers over, for your real job. And then, do you have any? Are you on the schedule for next week? Are you producing the show next week? Except for Friday, I know.
Haven't heard. Stephanie is. I'm trying to get her. She's almost ready to go solo.
So is Stephanie training to take over the show? Like, again, nobody tells me anything.
No, we just want Friday. She is definitely going to be doing it, but maybe Wednesday I'm going to have her do solo, but I'm right here. But I've got to train over on the other side for the in case I have to go until 10 o'clock. So, but I'm right here for Stephanie.
I'm so confused.
That makes three of us. That makes three
you
of
guys
us.
are too. All right, I'm glad the higher ups got this thing figured out, though. That's good.
We need someone to produce our show next Friday.
There will be somebody here to produce.
Right.
We'll make sure of it. Yeah, I might drag Carlisle in.
That's funny. In the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right, JJ, next Thursday's opening day at the ballpark. JJ, next Thursday is opening day at the ball. Next Thursday, we get to go out to a ball game. For the first time, professional sports have been played in this state, other than the friendlies, right? The friendlies, I guess, have been professional competitions. So the first regular, help me put this in the bucket. It needs to be, I don't know, is it real regular
First
season?
regular season game?
Okay. HB says the first game in almost 2 years, a new coach, an expansion opponent. I think Albuquerque's baseball team is going to play a monster game on Thursday, and Friday morning OD callers will be declaring them the 2021 PCL champs. There's not even PCL anymore. I'm saying, whoa, right now, let's not put too much weight on the emotional home opener.
Rudy on the line.
Thank you, HB. Appreciate you. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning. I guess I'm going to call this Potpourri Friday. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
First of all, good luck to the women's soccer team this afternoon. I really hope they can bring their A game against TCU. And I think they were saying there's 3 players from the junior national team playing for TCU. So they've got all the talent, but let's see if UNM can get out to a good start and play with some grit and determination like they've shown all year. And they certainly seem capable of scoring with TCU. I think they're pretty much equal, aren't they, JJ, in terms of goals scored and goals against?
Yes.
So, I hope it's a compelling matchup, and I hope the UNM can find a way to steal one at the end, because that would put them in the Sweet 16, wouldn't it?
Yes. Round of 32 goes to 16. Yep. Now the wait is on. The draft is one of the craziest things. I went through a few of those, and it's just you have to learn how to just relax if you can, if you're a person hoping to be drafted, because it's maddening watching every single pick and listening to all the commentators talk about everybody else, and you're just sitting there waiting for a call. So Teton and Tyson, just hang in there, guys, and hopefully that phone will be ringing. One of the worst parts of the whole thing was when somebody would call just to check up, and you're thinking it's a team, and you're trying to keep the line open, and you have your cell phone, your landline. You saw Jerry Maguire, right? So it's like that. And I guess baseball. Remember, did you see last night when Mac Jones finally got the call? It was before the pick came in at 15. But they called him, and you could see his demeanor change, and just even when Justin Fields' whole family disappeared out of the screen, and they came back to that couch, and everybody was all happy because he just talked to the Bears. When that call comes in, and you watch those people before their name gets called, but they've already got the phone call from the team, it's amazing to watch their whole demeanor change. It is, and it's a lot of relief, and then it's the realization that now the work really starts. Because if you thought you worked hard in college, just wait until it's your only job, it's the only thing you do, and it's the only focus of everybody around you, And so professional football is a huge step up, and all these guys, that's why it's such an imprecise science, and that's why it's hard to translate even from how well you played in college to how you play in the pros. It really is a crapshoot. So baseball. Did we finally get some baseball here? Thursday. Okay, how about UNM? Aren't they playing this weekend? Yeah, they're in Fresno, I thought, this weekend.
They're at Fresno?
That's what I understand. Yeah, I'll find that exactly for. I'm pretty sure they're at Fresno. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, have a great weekend, everybody. I think I'm going to sneak down to the Butte while they say there's still water there. So I'll give you the report when I come back Monday.
All right, enjoy it. See you. 505-246-0610 is where Rudy called in. 888-922-0610. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll get you that for sure.
Lobos are playing
Cancel.
Fresno and Albuquerque.
It's in Albuquerque. Yep. All right, Rudy's right. 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Doubleheader tomorrow, 1 o'clock and 4:30 tomorrow, and then a noon game on Sunday. They're in Albuquerque. Yeah, for whatever reason, I thought they were on the road. All right. Keep them coming. 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Here's your Malloy Nissan 4K a day keyword.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
These are more than just the sound of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Opening drive. JJ Buck, Jeff Siembieda. Bouncing around. It's what we do on a Friday. What is up? We back.
Yeah, sorry, man. Lot going on here at the palatial studio today. Lots to do. Us and you at 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. If you want to get in, please come on in on a Friday. If you got a Kentucky Day, tomorrow's Derby Day. Like, how does Derby Day just get so totally? I guess I know how. And the NFL draft dwarfs everything, right? But it's kind of gone. All right, Kansas has a new football coach. Remember they fired Les Miles, and where are they going to go? And is that a job you want? Is Kansas a good? Well, it's not a good job. Is that a job you want? I mean, I understand there's not a lot of jobs. They agreed to a 6-year deal. They hired Buffalo's head coach Lance Leipold away, so he's going to get paid, and he's going to move from the MAC to the Big 12, and he's going to get Big 12 money, and he's going to have to play Oklahoma and Texas Tech and everybody every Oklahoma State every week. It's a tough job, man. How do you win at Kansas in football?
It is rare. They had the one season. They go to the Orange Bowl. What was it? They had it a few years back. Maybe it looked like Akeem Talib was on the team, Chris Harris Jr. I don't even know if those guys were any good when those two were at the University of Kansas. It is a bad football job, but it is a power conference payday.
Man, it's a big payday. Yeah, and if you can get them to the Liberty Bowl, if you can get them to the game in Shreveport, whatever, the Independence game, right? You've done a heck of a job, and you're up for another job somewhere. Bob, who'd you tell me was on the line? I know you told me somebody, and I didn't hear what you said in my ear. We can go there. Art, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Art.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Long time no here.
Been a minute. We're glad you're well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Listen, I have a question for you. I had downloaded that Lobo app site, and they talked about the kid from Kentucky. What's your thoughts on that? And I'll just listen in. Thank you, my friend.
All right. He's talking about the quarterback, correct? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
JJ, I think you and I are both in agreement on this. That was about as good as they were going to do. And Art, thanks for the call. They got a quarterback who won 10 games in the SEC at Kentucky, a quarterback who won 2 bowl games, the only quarterback in the history of Kentucky who beat Alabama and Tennessee and Florida in the same season, and a 6-year guy who's going to use a super senior season to come to New Mexico. Like you and I both agree, that feels like a home run transfer for Danny and UNM.
I'm very excited to see what Terry can do as a Lobo, and especially with his versatility. He's a player that's won from the pocket. He has the athleticism, has a ton of experience seeing some of the best defenses in college football. And Derek Wareheim, what he was able to put together last year, going all the way down to QB5, now you give him a experienced veteran quarterback at this level, I think this offense can do some good things.
Yeah, it's a guy who can get out of the pocket and move. He's the 21st century quarterback, right? It's a guy who had a pretty decent completion percentage. And it feels like it's kind of crazy because you would think Kentucky, and this is so indicative. When I tell you there's no all fan bases are the same, right? Nothing's ever good enough. They should always be better. But when I tell you Kentucky, who's got basically no football history, won 10 games, won 2 bowl games in a row, beat Florida and Tennessee in the same season, and their fans were like, yeah, we wish Terry well, but it's time to move on. He can't take us to the next level. Does that sound familiar around here? Does that sound that like every fan base? Nobody, like nothing's ever good enough. Terry coming here was the exact same response as Richard Pitino got from Minnesota fans. Yeah, we like him, nice guy, but he's not going to get us to that next level. I'm not sure who is, by the way. I think Lobo fans would be thrilled to be at that level. At least for a minute, they'd be thrilled. Then they'd say, well, now why aren't we Boise State? But I think Lobo fans are going to be thrilled to have this young man come in, and he's going to be your quarterback. He's going to win your job, and he's going to be your quarterback for one season while you figure out what the next step is. And now all of a sudden, in Danny's second year, you go from that 3 or 4 year plan to thinking, we were pretty good the last 2 games. We beat 2 teams in our conference who were solid teams in Wyoming and Fresno State. Bowl eligibility in year 2 of Danny Gonzalez coming up in 2021, and you look at the schedule and you start thinking a bowl game is really not out of the question in year 2, and that would be tremendous with this quarterback.
That is exactly what this move signals, is the Lobos feel they can be a 6-win football team next season with the seniors that they bring back on the roster, because that was going to be, I think, the biggest concern for Lobo football was actually year 2, because I think there was 32 seniors on the roster that they were losing, and I think for the coaches, when you talk to him, we have Danny on plenty of times. He was kind of looking at year 2, going, "Man, that could be the dip. That could be the real struggle of starting to put this thing together, where you bring half that class back, and especially getting a veteran quarterback in here. It changed expectations in those last 2 weeks. What you did against Wyoming and Fresno State absolutely changed the mindset, because I think the coaches looked and said, "You know what? These guys are starting to buy in. They believe in what we're doing, and we think that we can push that 6 wins next year."
Yep. No, I think all that's right. So that's Art. Hopefully that answers. I think the best thing about that was Art got the app. Huh? Do you have that UNM Sports app? Did you download it?
I do have the Lobo Sports app.
You do. I probably should too, right? I have it too. Yeah, I've got it. It's on my phone. All right.
Do the Aggies have an app? I'll download that too if they have it.
I don't know. Sure. I know they have a whiskey and they have a beer, but do they have an app? The Lobos have a beer too, right?
We have an app. Remember that? We do. You can download it.
I didn't even know that. Sports. What was it? 18 years into us having an app, and I'm like, what? We have one? Nobody ever tells me these.
We have an app.
I don't know who's producing our show one day to the next. Let alone am I supposed to know we have an app? And then they say, why didn't you promote this? You didn't tell me. I don't know. All right. Quarterback in the best situation of the 5 that were drafted yesterday. The best immediate success for a quarterback. Is it who? You can tell me Trey Lance is in the best situation, but Jim Garoppolo is probably, I think, right now their starter. For the best success first part of year 1, setup is who?
Best success, like winning football games?
Yes. Yeah, to help their team win football games.
Man.
I mean, you don't play to make the Pro Bowl. You play to win the game.
You
right?
do. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be the best player. I don't think they're necessarily going to be a good team right off the bat.
Okay.
So I'm trying, but in that division, I guess I'd go Trevor Lawrence and your Jaguars, because nothing outside of Tennessee, the Colts should be fine. Houston's a mess, so it could be Jacksonville.
Are the Jets in any place to be better immediately with Robert Saleh as their head coach? I mean, I look at him, and to me, honestly, the toughest situation feels like his. Zach Wilson with the Jets. I think Trey Lance is going to get some time in San Francisco, and time. I mean, a quarter of a season. I mean, look, they could trade Jim Garoppolo tomorrow.
They could. I think that this is a situation where Garoppolo, barring a health issue, is their starting quarterback this year. And then Trey Lance will take over next season. It feels like that's the right path, but that's why San Francisco is in this position, because they don't necessarily trust Jimmy G's health overall. So that's why they moved up to take Trey Lance to have him ready to go. The immediate success, I think, you know what? I think Justin Fields, because that is the best team outside of the Patriots. And I think Justin Fields plays before Mac Jones.
But he's going to play behind Andy Dalton. See, I think I would agree with you if you're going to say we're throwing them all into a situation. They're all playing. Trevor Lawrence is going to play week 1. Zach Wilson is going to play week 1. I'm not sold that Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or Mac Jones are going to play in week 1. To your point, if they all were starting, I would tell you I think Justin Fields is the best situation. I think there's a lot of pieces there. There's a lot of... Or Trey Lance, I would tell you. I mean, the Niners are good. The Niners should be good. The Niners have a great running game. Not a good running game. I think they have a great running game. They got good receivers all over the field. They had, when healthy, a really good defense. Like, the Niners can win.
Yes. So in that scenario, let's say all these quarterbacks were starting week 1 with their specific teams, not looking at it based on
I'm going Trey
who
Lance.
we thought was going to be the best player. I would go Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I would flip-flop 1 and 2 and go the same way with you. I'd go Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, and then I think Zach Wilson's at a tough spot.
Yeah.
You know, look, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not rooting for anybody's failure, but as the statistics tell you that somebody's not going to make it, you just look at that situation, and they got rid of Sam Darnold. They're starting from, I mean, just what weapons there make you go, dang, they're close. Who is it? Brashard Perriman?
This is a complete restart offensively. So I liked what they did adding to the offensive line. So all of a sudden you got Mekhi Becton there at left tackle. He's locked in. You can slide in Vera Tucker to left guard, and so you solidify that part of the line. And that is the process. They are rebuilding absolutely everything on that offense.
Yeah, I'll send out the bat signal to Sean. I'm just kind of curious. Okay, so now you got your quarterback. Somehow he's going to be way better than Sam Darnold was. And who are these running backs they were running out at the end of last year? I mean, like dudes that you were all scrambling to fill your fantasy football team in the last couple of weeks of the season that I still couldn't tell you who they are. I think the Jets are the toughest rebuild. I think the Jets are a tougher rebuild than Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville with Gardner Minshew was respectable last year, even though they won one game. Like each week it felt like, okay, you can tell me they got a DJ Chark. They've got a couple of receivers who I think are good. They just went, their line was okay. I think who's good quicker, Jacksonville or the Jets?
Their line was bad.
Was it bad?
Yes. They did. I think their right tackle gave us like 18 sacks.
And that little running back that came out of nowhere.
And James Robinson.
James Robinson.
Right? And so that's where the ETN, when I was a little like, you had like the leading rookie rusher last year. They weren't sold on him. But
they weren't sold.
They, much like Pittsburgh, early second round, if Jacksonville and the Steelers add to the offensive line, I feel much better about the talents that they got at running back.
All right, 505-246-0610. I'm going to send the bat signal out to Sean. Where are you on this whole thing, and how do you think this plays out with your team, and why are they any good? Opening drive, we're on ProView Networks. Aaron's producing there. You can watch the show on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM. And we're on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
I like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feet inside for Palacio.
Staying, and she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
Great pass to Richardson. Layups up and it's good. What a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Amir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Amir.
Dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
There's a rebound. Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
Double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Sports Animal.
All right, so what'd you think of day one of the draft? Who's your team? Patriots? You satisfied with Mac Jones? There's a lot of you Patriots fans out there. Where's Michael Ann when you need her? A lot of Patriots. Is Mac Jones the next guy? I'm not gonna call him. Nobody's the next Brady. Is he the next guy there? Are you said Steeler fans? You satisfied going running back? A lot of people don't like going running back in the first round of the draft. Well, late in the first round, I mean, people tell me all the time, well, it's not really a first rounder if it's at the 25th pick. All right, you got a big, I think is going to be a good, solid running back for you. I think there was a need for them. Where are you? And how'd your team do? Bronco fan? You had a chance to get Justin Fields. You had a chance to get the latest, greatest, newest next quarterback since Brock Osweiler and Drew Lock. And was there somebody else in there that was your next quarterback?
Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch. I knew there was another big, tall guy. Paxton Lynch. Yeah.
Trevor Siemian.
Yeah. Trevor Siemian. Was Siemian the first round? He wasn't. But Paxton Lynch and Brock Osweiler
took him
were
in like
first-round
the
picks.
7th round.
Yeah. But the other two guys were first-round picks. Paxton Lynch was first, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Osweiler wasn't.
He wasn't?
No.
All right. They like those big, tall dudes. Now they pass on Justin Field, a young, athletic guy with a pretty good arm. Figure it out. Terry, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Terry.
Good Friday
Terry.
to you, gentlemen. I guess I'm on the outside because when the Patriots drafted Mac Jones, I rather had them draft Mac Davis. And for JJ's reference, that was an old country western songwriter who passed away. So that shows you how much I think of Mac Jones.
But he was good at North Dallas 40. He was really good at that, right?
Yeah. He was good in that, and that's about what Mac Jones. And that's the great thing about the draft. We all, whether we like somebody or not. And I thought after the Broncos passed on Fields, I thought, okay, here's a chance for the Patriots to move up and get him. And then once the Bears stepped ahead and took him, I said, yeah, I know who we're getting. And so, life goes on. The Packers management, I think they got egg on their face because, they were forcing the issue. And now I think, it's going to be an all-in because, Rodgers, he could see what they were doing down at Tampa Bay. And yes, Aaron had two toys to play with. Yet Brady has a whole slot of toys from, 5 receivers and running backs and signed everybody. But that is part of it. So he's now telling them, I want out. And we'll see. Maybe he'll do like Favre and just show up in July and go ahead and play. Shanahan, I guess he kind of was fooling a lot of the so-called experts with we're going to take Mac Jones and all that. And they were all, he's all in. And saying, and when he came back and said, we never were going to take Mac Jones, it kind of put them in their place. But, from that standpoint. And, when we mentioned old Gunnar earlier, Gunnar Oleski, is it Oleski? And I actually got to see him play live in college at Bemidji State. So when Edward couldn't remember his last name. And to end it on a lighthearted note for a Friday, maybe Bob has made the Producers Hall of Fame quotes with I like food more than the hoe. 3 years from now, that might join the, got a good 4 inches and some of the other quotes that we've had. So maybe more information than we needed, but hey, you all have a great Friday. I appreciate the show. Go Women Lobos. Hope they tear it up. And you all be safe. Take care.
You too, Terry. That's great. Yeah, Bob. Bob likes food more than the hose. Yeah, I mean, like sustainability, whatever gets you through.
Can you blame me?
Whatever you like, man. Like what you like. Yeah, it is up there. The producer, Oliver. Julia told us one morning she got 4 inches the night before. She was very proud, very happy, felt good about it.
Of snow. She lived in the mountains.
Snow. She lives in the mountains. Yeah, it was good. He's down. As a Patriot fan who's just down on the Mac Jones thing. Look, we've seen a lot of players who've been good that their fans were down on. The one that jumps out is Donovan McNabb. Now, I think Donovan McNabb was a good quarterback, not a great quarterback, but man, when the Eagles fans lost their mind when he was drafted. We'll see. Mac Jones feels like he's in the right spot for him, where I think there's going to be some patience with an offensive mind in Josh McDaniel, who is creative enough to do what he needs to do, with a guy in Belichick who sees talent and usually is right. Nobody's always right on this. The Mac Jones thing is to me the biggest wild card of the draft. I think Trey Lance is going to be good. Taking him at 3 is maybe a risk, but everything's a risk. And by the way, Shanahan and the 49ers keeping everybody guessing. They never said they were taking Mac Jones. They just said they were doing nothing to dissuade people's opinion, even though that's not what they were ever going to do. They didn't tell their scouts who they were picking. Nobody in their organization except for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan knew what they were going to do with that number 3 pick.
Yeah, I think that was more of really Shanahan and Lynch trying to prove a point, more so than if that comes out, it doesn't change the draft strategy. Like, they're going to get that guy regardless, because you knew it was Lawrence and Wilson, so whoever they liked, if it came out, it didn't matter. But I think it was more of a trying to send a point to the organization, from as your head coach and general manager going, we don't want this leaking out there. We don't need Adam Schefter getting this. So I think it was more along those lines as opposed to thinking that it's going to change really the draft strategy too much, because you're going to get that guy, then everyone else is going to have to deal with the fallout.
Yeah.
But to your point on getting back to Mac Jones in that situation, the Patriots don't draft well, but when it comes to quarterbacks, you look Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett. Like, there is a track record outside of course, Tom Brady, where they've gotten Matt Castle, where they've gotten solid production out of the quarterback position. So I think that's why, of all the guys, we don't necessarily think Mac Jones has the highest ceiling, but you put him with Belichick and McDaniels, and you're like, oh, I can see this working.
Yeah, all those guys, it's actually really good because the Brissett thing, he could have been, if Tommy ever was going to leave, and whatever that was, it was going to be, you could have seen Jacoby Brissett being the guy. Everybody seemed to believe Jim Garoppolo was the guy. Matt Castle came out of nowhere. Matt Castle was at USC and never played at USC. They drafted him. He stepped in and won 11 games that year and made himself a lot of money. He never played at SC, played behind Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart. Never played and got drafted. So your point is right, and that's why I tend to trust that guy, or I'll throw Josh McDaniels in there, but I tend to trust Belichick on quarterback talent. And so, Terry, as depressed as you sounded about that being the guy, I'm going to give those guys the benefit of the doubt. Let me see how this works, right? Well, Jeff, they got Cam Newton. Yeah, they got Cam Newton last year. Hey, they got him for $1 million. They got him for nothing. And you knew that there was all upside and no downside. Well, Jeff, they stunk last year. They were going to stink anyway. It was Jarrett Stidham or him. So they ran it, former MVP out there for $1 million. They re-signed him because that's what that was the best that was out there. That was always a short-term solution with the potential of, dang, we found something. We've rejuvenated his career, and he's our guy for 4 or 5 years. He's not. So they went and found somebody. I'm going to give those guys the benefit of the doubt.
I do agree with you on this one, and it's easy to say after the fact, but even if you take a step back, we knew that Mac Jones was going to slide if he was not picked 3rd overall, and this was where we all kind of ended up pointing, and it just makes a ton of sense.
No, and we knew it was happening. Edward, like, you got one more, all right, and like, he's all fired up. If I'm a Patriot fan, I'm fired up because I got a guy that people really seem to like, and more so, the head coach. Like, how many head coaches around the league do their teams really trust? You trust Andy Reid. You trust Bill Belichick. How many more are there? Maybe you trust Josh McVay or Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan. I mean, how many? How many
Bruce
guys
Arians?
Now you do. Now he's running the old age home down in Florida. The home. Everybody I tell my theory to seems to like it. By the way, that they should just never draft a young quarterback. Just bring in guys in their last 2 years and come down to Florida like all the rest of the old people from the north, and live out your latter years down here and compete for championships. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, bring them down.
Makes a ton of sense because these quarterbacks are playing longer and better than they ever have before.
Yeah. By the way, okay, toot my horn because we throw stuff out there and we're wrong a lot, but I was right on the Bears being the team to jump up and I told you yesterday I think the Bears are a team that's going to surprise and jump up and take a quarterback, and that's what happened, right? Okay.
Well, it changed it when it was Justin Fields. I did not see him lasting past 9. Yeah. And then Justin Fields is sitting there. Heck yeah, I'm going to trade a first-round pick next year to grab him. If I started the first round sitting at 20.
Yep. Now I did think they would jump into the top 10. I didn't think it would be 11. I thought they would go ahead of the Broncos to get him. I was looking at that 7 pick with the Lions, but then again that's in division. So all right, one more segment before we hit a weekend. You got a Kentucky Derby this weekend. You got a draft this weekend. You got the baseball. Dude. Kevin Porter Jr. went for 50 last night. Nobody cares. The Rockets beat the Bucks. That can't happen if you're the Bucks. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Mike, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company.
The Broncos are legitimately in this Aaron Rodgers conversation. It's the opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Do you think that has any play? The report is Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. He wants to go to the Niners, who just drafted their quarterback of the future. Wants to go to the Raiders, who would love to have him, Gruden, or the Broncos. Supposedly there's 3 teams. Do you think there's anything to it from Denver?
I don't think there's anything to the report on the 3 teams. I think that there's obviously a rift which has been simmering for over 2 years now. Did Aaron Rodgers like the new head coach? Did he get along with him? Last year's draft was a disaster for Green Bay, but yet Aaron Rodgers had an MVP season. They were a couple plays away from going to the Super Bowl. So it feels like that is something you can figure out. I'm more so taking a step back and looking at Aaron and going, what do you want, man? Do you want to go host Jeopardy, or do you just want out of Green Bay? You're on like the Pat McAfee show like every other week. Like, you can come out and handle this. If you don't want to be there, you can tell the world and they'll figure it out. But right now it's just speculation, assuming these teams are here. Was it because they drafted Jordan Love? Like, dude, what is it?
It could be both. Can it be? He wants out and he wants to go host Jeopardy, and he wants to play in Vegas, and he wants to do all of it. Yeah, he can be all of it, right? He's 37, 38. He's the MVP. He can do whatever he wants. Mom says he's not hosting Jeopardy. Now it's going to happen. Now I know it's going to happen. Howard, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Howard.
Good morning, guys. How's everything going today?
Good, Howie. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, that Mac Davis reference was kind of cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, brings you back to a day, doesn't it?
I'm thinking Mac Jones landed in the perfect place to develop into a quarterback, and who knows, Jeff, JJ, maybe in a couple of years they'll be getting hooked on him. You see what I did there, Jeff?
I do. That was actually really good.
It was weak. It was pretty weak, wasn't it? I don't think
tried.
JJ knows the song.
It's a Mac Davis tune.
Yeah. So anyway, and JJ's Broncos busted my bubble last night as I was having a slice of pizza and having a beer and watching the draft with some friends. And he went and swooped up and took Patrick Surtain, the cornerback. I hope my Cowboys would get. Thanks a lot, JJ. You know.
Look what you did to
We
Howie.
can have him if we can get Justin Fields, if we can rework that.
Ooh, all right. So work a deal out, Howie. You can get that done. You can get Patrick Surtain, find a way to get Justin Fields to Denver.
Let's engineer a trade, JJ, and we'll submit it to both parties. So, you know, although I was disappointed they didn't get Patrick Surtain, they did land Micah Parsons, who I think is going to be an excellent linebacker. And yes. I constantly hear the boss, Edward, telling me that they need to cut Jalen Smith loose. I'm not so sure that they need to cut Jalen Smith loose or that a lot of the defensive players in Dallas just were not the right fit for that defensive scheme. And I'm thinking that, Mike Nolan was the problem. I think the Cowboys could have at least been a middle-of-the-road defense instead of ranked whatever they were, 28th or 29th. I think Micah Parsons is going to fit, but son of a gun, the Cowboys need some help at cornerback. That's for sure. But
Badly.
I hope they go heavy defense, maybe pick up a couple of old linemen, and we'll see what happens, right?
That's what they should do. Yeah, and I think they were planning on going cornerback, and the top two guys were gone. They traded down, got a real. I think he's a really good linebacker. I think Micah Parsons is going to be good.
He is. He's a beast. Have a great weekend, guys.
See you, Howard. I mean, if you're Dallas, JJ, you're looking. That's where you're looking, right? Defense and offensive line, all weekend.
Yeah, you throw a bunch of darts at that defensive draft board, maybe pick up a couple linemen to throw in there, and that sounds like a good day or a good few days for Dallas.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do, and I really got to believe that's what they will do. Biggest surprise to you? I mean, never mind the Raiders, because I don't really get it, but okay. Other than the Raiders, was there something that I guess was the biggest surprise at 9? Just your team not taking the quarterback?
It was a surprise to me, but that organization obviously was not sold on what was available at that point in time. I don't necessarily have a surprise. I have like a head scratcher. Like, I don't like the Giants pick at all in the first round. Like, you trade back, you get some value. You get a first round pick next year, but then you add Kadarius Toney and you sign Kenny Galladay in the offseason. You have Darius Slayton, you have Sterling Shepard. So I wasn't necessarily a big fan of that draft pick. The pluses, I think Baltimore came out awesome for trading, Orlando Brown to Kansas City. The Chiefs hit a home run with that pick, getting a starting left tackle. But Rashad Bateman, the wide receiver from Minnesota, at 27, and Jason Owe, an edge rusher from Penn State, at 31. I think the Ravens just, again, continue to do what they do, and that's bring in quality defensive players and then give Lamar Jackson a legitimate weapon that can win on multiple levels and not just a deep threat like we saw with Hollywood Brown.
All right, day 2 today, and then you'll have it through the weekend. Lobo Women's Soccer NCAA Tournament, 4 o'clock today. They will play TCU. And again, JJ, the best way for people to view that is?
Easiest way, NCAA.com. Click on Women's Soccer, find the broadcast for today, and I'm sure that GoLobos.com will have a link from their story.
All right, I'm going 15-1, Crazy Beautiful at the Kentucky Derby. 15-1, Crazy Beautiful. That's my pick. Hey, Aaron, great week of work. Thank you for putting us on the visual side. He was there on ProView Networks. Steph Cat, Bobcat, thanks for the radio production. Have a great weekend. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd follows that. Trulio and Carlisle have the Sports Bar with more local sports talk for you. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we're back with more award-winning radio for you at 7 a.m. on Monday. JJ, love on the weekend.
Have a day, y'all.
Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.